And I'm gonna make this video with no goddamn edits. If you are a black man, do not get online. Do not go out in public and ask us as black women why we will not speak to y'all. I'm not gonna even cut this video. Okay, so here's the thing. Y'all are a mutation gene of us, and you have forgotten your fucking position. And then you're looking for your way back to your mama, right? And you riding through the matrix, the my tricks and my and her tricks, and you're getting caught up in her wheel. You're in this system of patriarchy where you think that you're running shit, and y'all are very dangerous. Y'all have become very dangerous through this false sense of superiority and power that you think you have over the black woman. That's why we're not speaking. Y'all are weird. And when I say weird, I mean y'all are wired different. Y'all are wired to a degree of entitlement, right? Y'all are very entitled. So once you go, hey, how you doing? And we say, hey, good, how you doing? We are expecting that it's just a, hey, how you doing? Period, point blank. After that, y'all follow up with trying to holler. It's not that the hollering is a problem, because some women may want that. I don't even like men enough for that. The issue is that you don't know how to take no for an answer. Y'all become violent. So now we feel like we're in danger. So instantly, if I'm saying no, I'm not interested, because that's usually what comes about. And you can even tell by the passion and a little bit of the anger that's within that, how I'm speaking, where it's at. Go look at the statistics and see why we don't speak nowadays. Because I'm the type of person, I like to speak. I like the randomness when people just speak and we don't know each other. We're supposed to be able to lift our heads up and down at each other and say, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? You see another brother or kindred, kinfolk, you're supposed to be able to speak. Whether man or woman, it doesn't matter. We should be able to speak to each other. But the pattern I notice with black men is that they say, hey, you say, hey, back as a black woman, and then they try to holler at you. And when you say, no, I'm not interested, or I do not like men, they get mad at you all type of names in a book that don't even exist in the dictionary. They calling you everything else but the queen and the primador and the goddess of the earth. They call you everything else but that all of a sudden, because you got no. Y'all are too fucking entitled. Y'all are nasty. Y'all are dirty. Look at that. I was about to say dingy and dirty at the same. Y'all are nasty, dingy, and dirty. Y'all are violent when you don't get what you want. And the whole time you throwing a fit because you don't know where your mama at no more. May you return to the waters from whence you came and learn your fucking position. That's what you need to focus on. Figuring out how to when the fuck did you come about? Why are you and your brothers so disrespectful to the mama nowadays? Why are we where we are? Ask the right shit. If you're gonna ask me something, don't ask me how I'm doing. Ask me how I'm feeling. So I can tell you I feel like you need to get the fuck out my face. Do you see where we at now with y'all? That's why we don't say hey back. Because it's always something to follow up. Then y'all want to get weird and follow people around the corner and shit. Like, women walking around with Glocks and shit now. Like, we gangsters. Like, do you understand the position? Go look at the statistics. Don't talk to us about it. Go talk to your brothers. You coming out of isolation or you got from being locked up? You were just being like, which one? Because that's what it's, I'm just trying to understand. You got charged or something? Because you're weird coming up on this app asking this shit. I'm done with this video. I don't got nothing else to say. This shit, I'm gaslighting myself.
So y'all remember just a few weeks ago, I posted a variety of videos where different women were going around asking why men weren't approaching them. I mean, this is really a common thing that I've seen over the last few months. Women complaining, bickering, sometimes debating, ultimately trying to decide why men aren't men anymore and why they don't go out of their way to man up and approach them if they actually are interested. Here is a prime example as to why many men, and specifically a prime example as to why Black men are starting to step back more and more. Because of women like this, because of ideas like this, because of this kind of rhetoric, and because of this kind of disdain. I'm looking at this video, for example, and this has almost 41,000 likes, over 5,000 comments, a lot of women in there who are agreeing with her. And the challenge is, how is a Black man to know? How is a man to know, period, whether the woman that he is going to approach is a feminine, kind, genuine woman, or a feminazi who wants to cut him down and is looking for a way to completely disparage his humanity? How is he to know? There is absolutely no way a man is really to know. And so many guys have gotten to the point to where they say it is strictly not worth it. The environment is too toxic. The environment is quite frankly too confusing. There's too many mixed messages. You have some women who say that they love men, they love these black kings, they want to be approached, they want a masculine man, and then 2 seconds later you'll have women who are going out of their way saying that men don't need to approach them, that men are dangerous, that they are volatile, that they are vile, and that they basically need to go back and get in their place. How is a man to know? So here's the very complicated dynamic that's going on today. The problem is you have this kind of toxic narratives going out. You have this kind of disparaging messaging, and you don't see a huge backlash of women. Yeah, you'll hear girls here and there. Yeah, you may have some content creators and people who go out and say, look, I don't resonate with this. But as far as the larger mainstream media representation, unfortunately, this kind of messaging is very much supported. Feminism is promoted and supported by these large media outlets. And so again, the challenge is because the default setting in America pretty much is misandry, it is feminism, it is men are basically trash, because that's the default setting. It's cultivated this really unhealthy, unpopular, toxic culture where men just feel like it's too risky. It's just too risky for them to try to behave in these more standard patriarchal or just traditional masculinist ways when they just feel like they're in a war zone, right? And so again, I'm not saying this is every man, I'm not saying this is every experience, but I do recognize that this is a very, very real issue that many men are navigating. And that's why you also have men now who say, look, I'm not even going to approach a woman. I'm going to wait for her to approach me so I know she's interested, because I don't want to risk talking to a woman who's going to get mad, who's going to cuss me out, who's going to go on social media and then, try to embarrass me or try to put my name in the last or just do all these different things. Like, I don't want to risk it. This is a simple fix. If a woman is interested, she will approach me. So there are many men who've just accepted this is what it is, and that's how they're handling it. So, yeah, I mean, I think unless there is a genuine, legitimate change culturally, and I think that would take there being mass movement. You're talking in media, you're talking in really education, you're talking in some of these different institutional levels where feminism has really penetrated. Unless there are women who stand up and say, we have got to do something different, we can no longer accept this misandry, we have to come back to the table and renegotiate, unless things are done, I think really in a mass institutional level, then you will continue to have this toxic culture. Maybe, like I said, in certain spaces, in certain subcultures, I will mention church culture, I can mention in Christian cultures, even in more Muslim cultures, just other religions that are more conservative, and there is still a moral code, and there are still guidelines behind femininity and masculinity that are very clear. Then within those subcultures, you might still see, the traditional and the traditional masculine and feminine exist. But outside of that, as far as just like your typical mainstream Western American culture, this is what it is. If nothing else is changing, if there isn't radical change. And I think many women have just said, it's not worth it. There's just too much risk. And also, there's no point. There is no benefit of me operating under the paradigm of traditional masculinity if it is always going to be demonized and it's never going to be respected. So again, this is just what I've observed, but what do y'all think? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.